Good night, St. Martin, and welcome to your favorite online internet program, www.sxmtalk.com. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel, and I want to welcome each and every one of you guys to the program tonight. Call a friend, call someone, tell them to log on now to their favorite program. Good night, St. Martin. Good night to everyone listening via the internet, of course, and in all over the world. Good night. I want to thank everyone for the comments when they see me on the street and stuff like that when we talk. And those are positive, those are negative. Thank you guys very much for giving me words of encouragement and stuff like that. I've been receiving a lot of that lately. I want to talk a bit about a program. I was on the Fernando Clark program last night, the online program on 95.9 Billy D. But I was on with Fernando Clark last night, and we spoke mainly about the same issue with the rights of the ministers and the members of parliament, and why he don't resign and why the prime minister don't make this. And what I came to realize that many people in our society don't know the different structure and function of government. We even had some bold ones went and tell me I need to get my facts straight when I told them that Theo Heiliger was not elected a minister. They sent a blog, or they sent an online message in the chat room saying how I could say Theo Heiliger wasn't elected as a minister. I need to get my facts checked straight. And then I come to realize it's not a matter of the facts. I think it's simply about taking your time to read and understand the new function of government. But I'm not going to blame our people that much. But I will say that we need to educate ourselves and learn for ourselves trias politicas. We need to learn the three different separations of government, the dualistic system that we are in. We need to understand it. It is no more an island council setting. And people beat me up last night saying how I could say this and how I could say that. I'm not accurate with what I'm saying. And yes, I am accurate with what I'm saying. Theo did not get elected a minister. And let me explain to you why. Ministers are not elected. They are appointed. And I'll say it here almost every night, every time when I come on this program. You see? And I forgot to bring the letter where I read here Julian Rolock's letter to the President of Parliament. And then there was a response from the President of Parliament. And that is what I read last night on the online program, where the President of Parliament was explaining the difference, between the members of Parliament, the ministers and stuff like that. Ministers on St. Martin are appointed people. They are appointed by members of Parliament. They are appointed by the legislators. They are not elected. You see? This is the reason why members of Parliament could send home a minister in terms of a vote of no confidence, in terms of saying, this minister no longer enjoys the full support of the government. And that's what I'm saying. There's three different bodies of government. You have the executive branch of government. The executive branch of government is made up of all the ministers. And this is what people need to understand. Not members of parliament, but ministers. Who are the ministers? We have the Prime Minister, the Honorable Sarah Westcott Williams. We have the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable William Marlin. We have the Minister of Finance, the Honorable Roland Tuitt. We have the Minister of Justice, Honorable Roland Duncan. We have the Minister of Health, Honorable Cornelius De Weaver. We have the Minister of Education, the Honorable Sylveria Jacobs. We have the Minister of Economic Affairs Transportation, which is the Honorable Romeo Pantoflet. 7 ministers we have in the executive branch of government. 7. And then we have the judiciary. The judiciary is the law part of government. How does it work? The executive branch, thus the word executive, meaning to execute the day-to-day functioning of government. The executive branch carries out the daily working of government, the functioning of government, the working of everyday movement, the turning of that governmental wheel. Whether you're dealing with economics, whether you're dealing with finance, whether you're dealing with labor, whether you're dealing with health, whether you're dealing with education, though that branch executes that part of government. Then you have the legislative body of government, what we call the parliament. They are the ones that make laws, that make proposals, that initiates amendments and stuff to this article and that article. Okay? And then we have the judiciary. The judiciary is made up of the prosecutor's office, the minister of justice. They are the ones that uphold the law. So, when you break the law that was made, that was passed in the legislative hall, in the legislative body, the parliament, the judicial body now takes over to uphold those laws. The executive branch executes those laws. They carry those laws out that was made by the legislative body. Okay? And the judiciary is there to see that those laws are being upheld, they are being kept, okay, by the regular citizens in St. Martin. That's how it works. So you have the police force, you have the immigration, you have the Coast Guard, you have the lawyers, you have the judges, you have the prosecutors, you have all these individuals, okay, that makes up the judiciary. I'm not saying that it falls under the Ministry of Justice. It falls under the judicial part of government. It falls under the judiciary. Okay? It falls there. All right? Yeah, coming back to that, we also have the executive branch again, where I call off the members of the ministry. All right? And the ministry is made up of all these members that I mentioned, the 7 members that are the ministers. These ministers, St. Martin, they are appointed. So when the person say, Christopher, I need to get my facts straight, because Theo did get votes to be a minister. No, he did not. He did not get votes to be a minister. No one gets votes to be a minister. When people go and ask you to vote for them and we go to the polls, we are going to elect, St. Martin, legislators to parliament. That's what we're going to do. We are not going to elect a prime minister. We're not going to elect a minister of this and a minister. No, we are going to elect legislators to parliament. And then these parliamentarians appoint the ministers to the executive branch of government. So again, 3 branches of government we have. 3. The executive branch, where we have the 7 ministries. And the head of the 7 ministries are the 7 individuals that I called out a while ago, the 7 ministers. And then we have the judiciary. And I call off all those parts. The prosecutor's office, the attorney general, all of them fall under the judiciary. And then we have the highest body, which is the legislative body of government. There is where we have the members of parliament, the parliamentarians. They are the individuals that you vote for. So, by truth and by fact, they are your representatives, not the ministers. The ministers work for parliamentarians. The parliamentarians are their bosses. Why? Members of parliament can call a minister and question a minister about his functioning, about his duties, about his portfolios. A minister cannot call a member of parliament for questioning. He cannot do it. In addition to that, ministers can be sent home. If members of parliament, if the legislative body decide, listen, we are not satisfied with the work that Minister A is carrying out, a motion of no confidence can be tabled against him. And if the motion of no confidence is passed, he can be sent home. But the ministers cannot come together and table a motion of no confidence against a member of parliament. They cannot do it because members of parliament answer. And this is what I want St. Martin people to understand. If you understand this part, St. Martin would be in a better state of affairs it is today. Members of parliament answers to the constituents of the country. They answer to the people. That's who they answer to. You are the ones that should hold them accountable. The people hold members of parliament accountable. So, when we have the people and them getting upset and screaming and shouting, you need to direct that anger, that frustration to the members of parliament. When you're dissatisfied with how things are going in the country. And this is the reason why I am saying members of parliament need to get with the program and start talking to the people. I don't want to hear from the minister because I did not vote for the minister. You did not vote for the minister. You vote for the members of parliament. But they sit down in their pews quiet. And this is why the country is the way it is. Because we don't hold them accountable. You can send in questions. You can ask a member of parliament, a regular man on the street. You can write your letters. Draft a letter. Okay? Rolex did it. Rolex did it. And parliament has an obligation. They have an obligation to the people of the country. Rolex sent a letter to the chairman of parliament. And the chairman of parliament responded to the questions and the letter that Rolex sent. I have it, but I just didn't bring it tonight. And I felt that the president of parliament was right. He was correct in his answering. Sorry I don't have the letter. The breakdown of it, he went according to the constitution. And I saying, yes, I agree with the president of parliament. And this is what we as people need to understand. Stop sitting back and expecting everyone to do everything for you, especially knowing how your government functions and how your government runs. And yes, I'm going to blame you because it's not everything government should do for you. Should there be information sessions in the community center and stuff? Bringing awareness and bringing an example and bringing teaching as to how government functions? Yes. But people, come on. We have internet. We have books. We have a library. We have information. If you want information on how government functions, go to the relevant departments, go to the parliament building and ask questions. Call members of parliament. Ask to speak to the president of parliament. They have an obligation to receive you and answer your questions. They do. Sorry, I was just receiving a phone call there a while ago. You know, so it comes back again. It comes back again. Hello. It comes back again. You know, as to how we want to function in this country, right? How we want things to go. All right, and the only way we can want them to go good and function well if we educate ourselves right, on how the government of our country work and how our government of our country functions. I read in the newspaper today that the same president of parliament have plans to call an information session about the whole issue with Patrick Illage and stuff and the Bada Bing scandal and thing. He met the prime minister and this. And I'm saying to the people, right, leave the president of parliament do what he has to do. But again, stop leaving it up to government officials to do your work, St. Martin. Your work is to pressure and force them to do what you want them to do. Your work is to get the answers that you're looking for. Your work is to question hard and stiff questions. Because if you don't do it, who do you want to do it for you? Who do you want to get it done for you? And this is what I'm saying, St. Martin. Some point in time, we need to wake up. We need to wake up, especially on the southern side. We are too comfortable. We are too laid back. It's like somebody have a spell on us in this country. We see today on the northern side of the island, there was a petition going around. The people and the citizens are coming together and they are signing petitions. Okay? Telling France that the treatment that they are receiving is unacceptable. They're not going to stand by it no more. And if these questions that they have signed their petitions to are not answered, they're going to take it to another step. But what do we do on this side? What do? We accept everything. Everything we accept, we swallow it, we drink it. And man, someone can only mash your toast so many times. Someone can only mash your toast so many times. We are hearing about new political parties coming out. Okay? And I'm saying to myself, I would encourage everyone to get involved in politics. Everyone. Get involved in politics. Know how your country is running. You want to make a contribution. You want to make a change. I encourage anyone to do it. But let me say this. And I'm saying this to people of foreign descent. And don't get me wrong. Don't take it to mean other things. Yes, you have acquired your Dutch nationality. Yes, you have acquired your rights. And I welcome that. I congratulate you on that. But give the people of St. Martin a chance. Give them a chance to handle their own affairs politically. Because at the end of the day, when it breaks down to the facts, this is the only country that we have. We have nowhere else to go. Well, I mean, Theo could go he can go Canada, he can go to the States and stuff like that. He has those sort of things. But we can't go anywhere. Only St. Martin we have. But we welcome everyone, whether you acquire the rights or not. Welcome. Get involved. Be part of our system. Be part of our country. Join us. Help us. But also have the conscience to allow us politically to run our own affairs. And coming back to that, I ain't done with Frankie, you know. I ain't done with Frankie Myers and his lying self. I ain't done with him at all. All right? I'm doing some research on this $100 million American Eagle deal. Because I'm telling you, St. Martin, that's the only reason. That's the only reason he wants to get back into government. To get his hands on that $100 million American Eagle deal. That's it, though. These people them don't care about you. They don't give a rat's monkey tail about you. Okay? It's $100 million. A deal that is coming to St. Martin. Okay, to own shares, to own part of American Eagle, and American Eagle will be hubbed out of St. Martin. So you remember when American Eagle was functioning out of Puerto Rico, and American Airlines and American Eagle had a whole section of the Puerto Rican airport for themselves. Okay? Apparently, whatever that deal went sour, they don't function out of Puerto Rico no more. You don't see that nice airport where everything was American in Puerto Rico. They have pulled out. They are trying to recapture that part of the destination regionally, and they are looking at St. Martin to be that hub. So our airport will be lined off and filled off with American Eagle flights. We'll probably have a section of the airport for American Eagle. Probably that's the reason why we are looking to expand and stuff like that. Is it a bad deal? To tell you the truth right now, St. Martin, I haven't done much research on it. $100 million, it's a lot of money. And I need to see what it's going to bring to this country in terms of airlift, in terms of stayover passengers, in terms of jobs. Yeah. So right now I can't speak on it because I'm weighing the pros and cons. It's not like the Causeway. All right? Totally insignificant, bad, and not needed for St. Martin. But again, who brought it? Who bring it? Tia Heiliger. And I'm keep questioning all the time. And you know, I was speaking to someone in Parliament today who's a member of the UP party, and I told them, I said, you know what you should do? I said, what you should do is go and ask your political leader, what's the deal that was made? What's the deal that was made? Because the bridge is coming on private land, you know. It's not coming on government land. And up to this present moment, no one knows that deal that was made with the Fleming family as to why the bridge coming there. What is in it for me? That's what you need to ask. That's what you need to ask Tia Heiliger. What is it that he got? What is St. Martin giving up? How much acres did he receive? Now all of a sudden, who have access, you know, I promise to hold off and hold this information for the campaign. But I told him, I said, you need to go and ask your leader those things. Go and ask him about the Bahamas deal and the island that was bought. Go and ask him those sort of things, my friend. Because these are the people saying that they love St. Martin so much, but they're making deals with other countries to screw St. Martin. But I'm going to stop it there. Because like I say, I want to hold all of this information for when the campaign starts. I'm holding this information. So when Frankie come around and he talking about, he caring about the people, and it's for the people, ask him about the American Eagle deal and what deals he have in it. Ask him who went and sabotaged the deal, went behind the backs of certain members of parliament to screw them on the deal. Ask those sort of questions. These people are liars. They don't care about you. What they care about is themselves, filling their pocket, enriching their families and their cronies. That's all it is. And in the meantime, we as St. Martin are sitting back and still complaining about the same thing over and over and over. But you know what? You're going to line up with your green shirt. Huh? Waka waka te yo, waka waka, and all kind of mad stupidness. And he there in the background laughing at you. I remember the time when the teachers and them had a strike. They had the strike. And the whole Clemna Baker Square was full with teachers. And Theo was up in the office watching them and laughing. And then hear what he gonna say. He said, watch this, watch this. Watch when I go downstairs and walk through. How all them going to rush and hug me. So said, so done. He come downstairs and all them rush. Theo. It is ridiculous, St. Martin. It is ridiculous. These people then feel they owe you. I'm sorry, that they own you and they could do you what you want because of the sort of celebrity and grandstanding status we just give them. They are no different to you and I. But as long as you don't get that in your thick skull and understand that they work for you and not the other way around, we ain't going nowhere, St. Martin. We ain't going nowhere. And we're going to continue like this. We're going to continue. Listen, in this day and age, we still complaining about roads. We still complain about GEBE bills. We still complain about the skyrocketing food prices. We are still complaining about things that we was complaining about 20 years ago, 12 years ago. Still complaining. So where's the change? Where's the difference? Where is it? Where is it? St. Martin people, wake up. This is your time. Take care of yourself. God bless you guys. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, XSM Talk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.